Well, the Salisbury Half Marathon's been had its place in Salisbury for quite a few years now, but it used to feature outside of the city, starting and finished at the fire station on Ashley Road. We inherited the event from the firefighters charity in 2012, and subsequently in 2015 we moved it into start and finish in the city centre in Salisbury. So this year will be the 4th year that we've hosted the event in Salisbury city centre. The marathon distance is quite well mapped out in most people's memories. It's 26.2 miles, but yeah, so a half marathon, 13.1 miles. And in Salisbury, they're nice, pleasant, scenic flat miles, which is encouraging for everybody. We try desperately to make sure that any races that we host, and Salisbury is one of our gems, if you like, because it's such a stunning city. It gives visitors and runners to get the opportunity to soak up some of the nicer parts of the city, and Salisbury has got plenty of those. And we also try and make it friendly for spectators to get a chance to see their loved ones out on the route on multiple occasions. And for a lot of people, a flat, fast route is ideal. I mean, it works well for seasoned athletes who are perhaps looking to improve on their personal bests. And it works quite well for sort of newcomers to that distance, because the last thing you want at 10 miles in is a really steep, challenging hill. And there are none of those. So effectively, Salisbury's become 2 laps of a quarter of a marathon, and it's almost completely flat. There's hardly any elevation change. And it's at almost every point along the route, you can see the wonderful, alluring spire of the cathedral as a bit of an incentive to get your way to the finish. Running is really on trend at the moment. Every time you switch on the TV or switch on the radio, sport is very much at the forefront of people's thoughts, and certainly parkrun has had a massive uplift in interest in running. People who thought there's no way that they're going to get off the couch, get to the end of a 5k run, but it's proved really popular. So incrementally from 5k to 10k isn't a huge jump. 10k to half marathon is double the distance, but it's often thought if you can run 10k, you can run 22k, which is what a half marathon is. So yeah, half marathon's proving popular, and Salisbury Half Marathon is proving increasingly popular. Yeah, I mean, Salisbury is a wonderful place to visit without the half marathon. The half marathon makes it a wonderful place to visit for runners who want to do that half marathon. So the beauty there is there's plenty for the friends, family, spectators to do. There's never a dull moment in Salisbury, certainly for the race in Salisbury. And it just means that running a half marathon, training for a half marathon, tends to mean the family member has to make a bit of a time commitment, which can sometimes take away some quality family time. But coming to Salisbury, there's always something for the whole family to do to reward them for the effort the athletes put in, as well as the athlete getting the benefit of getting over the finish line. Okay, well, 29th of September, what we tend to do now is, rather than there being a sort of scrum for registration, picking up numbers on the day, we will have posted all the numbers out and all the registration packs to all of the athletes. Also on the 29th, it coincides with the Food and Drink Festival in Salisbury, which is a big day for the city already. So the Food and Drink Festival is going on in Guildhall Square and Market Square. Will be located on an adjoining street, which will be closed, where we can assemble the athletes at midday. There'll be a safety briefing at about 11:45. The road on New Canal will be then closed for the runners to line up to take the start, before the roads remain closed then out through Fisherton Street onto Churchfields Road. And at that point, probably 12:05, the road closures will be lifted. Everybody can go about their business in a normal way around the city, and the runners can continue on safely on the 2 laps. They come through the cathedral at a convenient time, which is at the interval, if you like, between the morning service and the afternoon service, so it avoids disruption to the cathedral, and many thanks to them for their cooperation. And then at the end of the second lap, Salisbury Cathedral School kindly allow us to use their wonderful sports field, it sits beautifully under the gaze of the spire, and that's where at the end of the second lap athletes will finish. The leaders, I think the quickest time at Salisbury currently is held by a Salisbury-based runner, and that is about 1 hour 12, so about 72 minutes. So that's about, we'd expect the leaders in at about 1:15, with the final finishers at around about 3 o'clock. So it's a fast race, but it's also very user-friendly for those that aren't quite so fast. So it's quite a favourable cut-off. If you could run a bit, walk a bit, brisk walk, we set the cut-off at around about 15-minute mile pace. So it means the race is quite inclusive for those that aren't quite so quick.